I'm finally done with H13-1. It took quite a few hours, but I managed to lower it to 6 operators. The key to this is Utage. She can kill both the casters and the defenders, so we don't need separate operators for them. I really enjoyed playing this stage. It throws basically every enemy of the chapter, and even some chapter 10 enemies mixed in. The stage starts slow with just a few slugs. This is to give you time to kill casters on the left. We need Utage and one tentacle to do that here, otherwise Utage will die before she kills the caster. 2 hits on the defender for later, and we retreat. Next, we set up Gavio and Mousse to deal with the whip guys in an isolated spot. And as soon as we can, we'll spam a car bomb to help Gavio tank. She gets bonus attack when she is spawned in, so she manages to out-heal until then. Deep Cover S1 plus 2 tentacles kills the other caster that's isolated, because the car is distracting the casters from the tentacles, so only the blocked one is hitting them. That's 2 casters down. Now, the bottom right caster is a huge problem. He's going to move to the right side, and that would kill Mousse eventually. So we need to get rid of him somehow, but he is in an outer range. That means we need to destroy the outer. We use Utage. She has to be under the bottom tile here, otherwise she blocks the defender. She will kill the defender, but it will take too long, and we need to redeploy her quickly. As soon as the car is out of her range, we retreat for later, and the tentacle keeps the caster in place. They're just barely outside of the outer range, so they don't respawn. Ethan S2 binds the Wraiths in Mousse range, and that's how we kill all of them. This is a bit unreliable, but I had way more issues coming from Mousse crits. She has a 23% chance to do double damage, which makes it a bit hard to deal with the whip guys. There's actually fairly little RNG in this run, despite how annoying it would sound with Ethan and Mousse. But the exact setup I needed to do is very complicated, and it took me a while to figure out the perfect setup. This is the last time Utage is needed on the right side. Several tentacles are all that will be needed for the rest of it. Ideally I want to save this tentacle, but the other guy walked out of Mousse range, so we burn one here. This is fine. We only need 6 tentacles for the rest, that one was a spare. Once the caster starts moving, we use the car to tank for deep cover. This is a very interesting use here. I needed to tank for deep cover, but if it actually destroys the outer, it would be a huge problem for me. We were forced to use Ethan S2 here because of the attack speed reduction from the defenders, otherwise we would leak a slug. I would rather save his S2 for the Wraiths, but we couldn't do that. Utage kills the defender that reduces Ethan's attack speed, and then we get rid of him. That's why Ethan is so far to the right. He isn't hitting the other defenders, so no attack speed. We pushed the defender with Tentacle, that way Utage can kill 2 defenders later. You'll see that in a second. And we mostly spam Ethan off to there at this point. As well as deep cover. The moment the car dies, we replace it with another one to avoid deep cover taking any stray hits. And we make sure the big guy is close enough to the defender so that Utage does not block him. She kills the top defender and then starts DPSing the left one. We can't wait until she kills him though, we need to leave a bit of health on the defender, otherwise deep cover will push the card, which will make all of the crystals die on the left and super buff the whips. So we leave a bit of health on the defender, so the deep cover will kill him before he walks into Ethan and Mousse range, but just so she can delay the card push. 1 tentacle was needed there to slow down the whip guy, and the last 2 tentacles go on the right. We spread them out to avoid the AoE from the explosions, and they last just barely long enough to get the deep cover swamp buff, which lets them survive. Mousse catches the final whip guy. It's not an immediate loss if she leaks him here, because Utage is coming back, and with some lucky Ethan binds she can 1v1 him, but this is definitely the best version. The crystals are out of range now, Even if we kill the outer, he will not get buffed. If he was going to get buffed by being on the other side, I would have retreated Mousse and finished him off with Utage. But it wasn't necessary here. Had a lot of fun with this map and H11 too. I know H13-3 is a bit boring, so hopefully 13-4 is interesting as well.